just gonna take a little quick break from cleaning, but I just want to come on here and rant a little bit. Anybody else relate to like struggling to find jobs right now? Because goddamn, I was literally unemployed for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. But I've talked to so many people recently that have been telling me that they've been unemployed for like 5 months or so, and I'm like, they can't find jobs and they keep applying, and I'm like, dude, I applied to like 70 jobs in a matter of a month and I haven't heard back from any. And the ones that do get back to me are literally just like rejection emails. You're like, oh, like we found a more qualified candidate, whatever. Like, I understand there's a lot of competition and stuff, but damn, like I'm qualified too, bro. You know, like I'm applying because I'm qualified. I'm overqualified for your damn job. It just sucks. Like, I really want to work and shit, and I mean, I have a job right now. Obviously, like I said, I'm working overnights. As you could tell, I look like fucking shit every day, but it sucks. Like, even the job right now where I'm at is like pretty crappy. I mean, I'm working like 3 or 4 hours. That's not gonna do, you know? So I'm still looking myself, but damn, like it's so hard to find jobs right now. I have an interview coming up for AT&T. Has anybody ever worked for AT&T? So let me know how that went. I'm like, I got bills to pay, bro. Damn.
Yesterday I was crashing out about the fact that I haven't been asked to have a job interview in literally months. And then by 5 p.m. I had 2 job interviews lined up for Friday. So, well, to be fair, they are recruiter chats. So it's like the first round to see if they want to interview me for the job, because they are the recruiter who is finding people for interviewing. And in the past, the recruiters have ghosted me after saying they were going to set up an interview. So we shall see how that goes. But my crash out was worth it, because apparently it gave me 2 potential interviews for tomorrow. But I have a task today. I have potential job interviews tomorrow. Sometimes crash outs are fine. Sometimes they're worth it, you know? Maybe I also took out my earring finally, so my singular earring. So maybe I had that pierced right before I was let go. So maybe it's a bad luck earring, if you believe in luck.
I am not a fan of some of the advice I'm about to give, but the job market in 2025 is crap, especially if you're early in your career, so I'm going to give this advice anyway. I've shared this before, but you are competing against hundreds to thousands of people, and so being qualified is actually not enough, because they have hundreds of people who are qualified to do the job, especially when you're talking about those more early career positions where you don't really have to have a lot of experience. So the people who are frequently getting pulled out of that applicant pool and actually getting in for the interviews have a couple of things in common. 1, they have a connection, they have an advocate on the inside. I've shared this before, but reaching out to the hiring manager can get you skipped to the front of the line, even if you've already been rejected. I mean, literally, here's an example from this week where a manager asked me to fast track someone that had reached out to them. Recruiters are looking through hundreds or thousands of people. The hiring manager might hear from 3 of them, and if they're good, they're going to say like, hey, I'm excited to talk to this person. I've already started to connect with them. Go into the people tab for that company on LinkedIn and find your mutual connections. Start reaching out to them. They can make introductions or flag your application for the team. And of course, if you're able to get a referral, get a referral. And the second thing you want to do is position yourself as someone really exceptional. Find a way to stand out. Some people are really lucky. They get to do that because of what's already on their resume. Like they went to an Ivy League, they interned at a FANG, they were in the Olympics. Like that kind of stuff will just stand out and people will be like, I want to talk to them. But 99.9% of us don't have resumes like that. And so we can do other things to try to stand out. That could be your personal brand. When I reach out to someone on LinkedIn with 450,000 followers, they pretty much always respond. It could be a side business, something that shows you're entrepreneurial, you have grit, you're a problem solver. It could be identifying a problem you know the company is having and sending over some thoughts on a solution that are relevant to the job you're applying for. It could be a blog or a portfolio or a video intro where you're outlining some of what you can do for business. Very few people do these things, so when you are the one that does, it stands out, it gets you noticed.
Well, second time in a year, almost a year to the day, I got laid off again. Twice in a year. And what the fuck? What is anyone supposed to do? And they said, because of the economy is crap right now. So, we're gonna lay off a whole bunch of people again.
and I already was struggling so hard, actually low-key, to even keep the current roof over my head. And now I have no idea how I'm even going to get through the next few hours. I just don't understand. But yeah, the economy is shit. America is shit right now. I feel like there's a really big plan for them to, tank this so that we have to rely on other things, other people. It's fucking shit. And I'm quite frankly tired of it. I'm tired of my livelihood being in other people's hands. And I have no idea how to fix that, but I'm going to, because this is just wild, and I'm fucking angry more than I am hurt or sad. I am scared. I have no idea where any of my bills are gonna come from, the money. I'm more angry than anything because I just cannot even believe I used to be able to get a job like the week later if I got laid off. So I have no idea what's gonna happen, and I was really hoping at one point I would make money on TikTok, and I still only have 1,500 followers or whatever. So if you could just blow this up and let's get 10,000 followers plus whatever, because I might be homeless in a week or two if I can't figure it out. So yeah, I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday, a way better Tuesday than me. And if you have any tips, tricks, or whatever to help right now and get me through this, greatly appreciated. Yeah.
When I graduated college, it was 2009, and there were no jobs really in America, certainly not in my field, which was finance. And yes, there was something like the Great Recession. Anyways, I had to just go ham. I was really just expanding my search in any which way, because when the market shits like that, when the market hits the fan like that, you don't have any option if you don't have food to eat. If you don't have money, which we all need to survive, you have to quickly pivot. So it was could I do food retail? Could I do retail? So I looked into Uniqlo. At the time, they were setting up in America. They were expanding their shops. I looked into Sprinkles, the cupcake company. At that time, you put your pride aside and you think, what the hell else can I do with my skills? Because I can't just be unemployed. I'm 22. I got to get a job. Right? I can't just stop. I haven't started. So it was just if I can't get a finance job, I can't just die on this one tree. I got to go and look for other trees. I got to look for other shit to do. Right? So it was maybe I go Macy's management trainee. Maybe I try. You got to expand beyond what is immediately in front of you, because there's only so many jobs in 2009 in finance. And now you can argue that's the case for a lot of different industries. So pivot out of whatever it is that you signed up for, but you literally can't find any jobs in it. So pivot. You can't stay there forever because there's nowhere to stay. Right? So that's my suggestion to you. If you find yourself in a situation where you're graduating, there ain't no jobs in your market, there's no jobs in your specialism, pivot, because you ain't got time to waste. You got to get going. You got to get a job. You can't just be unemployed for a long, long time. That's just not okay. You got to get out of that situation ASAP.
Is anyone else on a job hunt right now and wanting to cry yourself to sleep every night? I have never felt more beaten down, more stupid, more unwanted in my life ever. The job market is so bad right now. I actually might pursue my dreams. I might pick up my YouTube channel again. I might start content creating. I might start a fashion brand or something, because it's not looking like I'm getting a job. I've been applying to jobs for probably about the last month and a half, 2 months. I've gotten 2 interviews. 2. Okay, I've applied to probably 10 jobs within the past week, and I've heard back from 1 saying, sorry, we're not gonna move on with you, blah, 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 blah. Other than that, radio freaking silence, okay? All these job listings, aren't you guys looking for employees? I'm 25 years old, I have experience, I have a bachelor's degree. What do you want, my leg, my kidney? Please, I'm already enslaving myself to the corporate job world. What else do you want from me? Okay, I'm tired. I'm sick and I'm tired.
Okay, so my problem with the job market right now, aside from like the lies and the scams and like the overall like icky feeling we all get when we have to like put ourselves on display like we're a show pony, right? Is the fact that candidates are being asked to consider what is the lowest they would value themselves, especially people who are unemployed, especially people who are like desperately looking for work. We're now having conversations with ourselves looking in the mirror of like, what is the absolute lowest dollar amount I would value myself, my time, my skills, my worth? Because that's how people are approaching this. Like, they're not able to get opportunities in a field at a fair rate or even close to what they were making prior to their layoff or maybe pre-COVID, whatever their situation looks like right now. So they're being backed into a corner and forced to look at themselves and go, what is my lowest value? And that's how like we're normalizing this conversation, not what can I offer, what can I do? It's like I'm looking at a description and I'm looking at the price and going, do I think I'm worth more than the dollar amount on this role? Would I go that low? And when you're looking at yourself from like a how low would I go negative value, that's going to eat away at your mental health. And that's what a lot of job seekers are dealing with right now.
I applied for unemployment today, and this is the first time I've ever had to do it in my whole entire life. Hi, my name is Ashley. I am 41 years old, and I recently lost my job. I was just let go due to our company merged with another one, and then they would just workforce reduction and whatever the case may be. Here I am. The previous role, I had to like fight unemployment. So when people would get fired or whatever the reason case may be, and then they go file for unemployment, they bring it in. And, if the person, for whatever reasons, typically sometimes we don't fight it, then there would be times that we would have to like go in and like find all this information to give back to the state to see if this person should be allowed unemployment or not allowed unemployment. Morning of me being let go, I was talking to a coworker, and we were just talking about one of the unemployment cases of just like that had come in about like the person and just like what was going on with it. And in my head, I thought, I wonder what it is like to actually apply for unemployment. And now I know. An interesting process, and it took a hot minute, but it'll be okay. And yeah, I just thought it was just interesting to go from one end of the spectrum to the other. So there's that.
I genuinely forgot how mentally draining and emotionally exhausting it is to be unemployed and to be searching for a new job, because this feeling I truthfully do not wish for anyone. It's absolutely horrible. Emotional defeat is so real. The amount of jobs that I've applied for and you just don't hear anything back. It's like, give me a rejection email. Like, I'd rather have a rejection email and some sort of a conclusion than like not hear anything back at all. This job market just doesn't give me the encouragement to keep going and keep putting myself out there, but I have no other choice. I'm not built for the unemployed life. I want to be unemployed for as little amount of time as humanly possible. So I need to keep going and keep pushing through, but it just sucks. And if I could have my old job back, I would. It's just not the reality of my situation. It's just really terrible. And I feel like I'm consistently just getting punched in the gut over and over and over again.
Okay, so if you're unemployed or you're looking for work or you've lost your job or like have been struggling professionally at all in this job market, call it in the past like 5 years, you may have accidentally adopted this idea that a job is stability. Just because you haven't had one and you felt maybe shaky or scared or like, what's going on? I can't move on with my life until I get a job. And you see that as like, well, if I have a job, then I have stability. But I don't think that that's true, because I think that the concept of full-time employment doesn't exist how it used to. And I think that stability is an illusion. And I'm just speaking from my experience. I'm going to share my experience and then maybe a lesson that could help you decide what to do going forward. So like, I lost my job 3 times in 3 years. I started a community of job seekers. There's 3,000 of us that are just struggling in there every single day. And I think what I've learned is a full-time job provides you with rules Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I think there's people like me that are type A that thrive within the rules, that discipline helps them function, helps them do the best, helps them figure out like what they're supposed to do next. And then once it's over, it gives them space to be like, okay, now what do I want to do? It like removes choices in a healthy way that allows you to make better choices for your life later, right? Now that used to exist. I think that existed in corporate America years ago. When I first started in corporate America in 2015, it was like 9 to 5. I'm so focused on this job and it's giving me the things that I need 9 to 5. And then 5 to 9, I'm like, doing whatever I want. I can go volunteer, I can go out, I can hang out with my friends, I can talk to my mom, whatever I want to do. That doesn't really exist anymore. Now there's a lot of jobs that are like sucking the life out of you, that are sucking the hours out of you, that are sucking the time out of you, because now jobs are in our home. We don't really have the ability to like go into an office and leave, although some are trying to bring that back, but that's a conversation for another day. Anyway, a job doesn't always equal stability. So if you're unemployed and you're like, if I get a job, I will feel stable, I want you to try to remove that from your head, because that's not the case. And if you were to line up everything, okay, like a police lineup of everything that people promised me in my life that would bring me stability, okay, as a millennial, there were certain things that we were told, this would bring you stability, this. Put it in a lineup, put it in a police lineup, and I'll pull out the one thing that actually does bring you stability. And that is the stability that's within yourself, that you have to like build and grow and find over the, I don't know, I'm 35 years of life or longer, however long you live on this planet, you're going to be building your internal stability. And I wish someone told me that, okay? I wish someone was like, go to school, do this, do your taxes, and like learn how to build stability. It doesn't come from outside sources. And I think that's the problem with me mentally, is this stability idea came from external factors that are outside of my control. And I think a lot of people, when they struggle with employment or like professional growth or like feeling different from the people around them because they don't have a job or because they can't get their footing and everyone else around them seems to be doing great, I think that's when we like revert to these like ideas that we were taught so long ago about, well, stability and this and a job and whatever. And then we get desperate and we don't make the right decisions for ourselves because we're operating from a place of fear rather than power or choice. I don't know. I'm rambling, but if you're unemployed and you find yourself feeling this way, easier said than done, because I can't do this. Take a step back, pull yourself out of it. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? You lose a job, you get fired, you start something, you take an opportunity, you try it, it doesn't work, you backpedal. You're like, this doesn't work for me. You remove yourself, you figure it out. The worst thing that can happen is that you waste your time like pushing down your own values to adopt someone else's, because as you move through life, things are plopped in front of you. And sometimes you pick them up and sometimes you leave them there. And I've learned almost everything that's been plopped in front of me, I should have left to the side and trusted myself. So I hope that this message finds you well.
I'm not gonna sit here and cry, but I got laid off of my first post-grad job and the one that took me 5 months to find that I moved to New York City for. Basically, it's not my fault before we start. I worked for a startup and they didn't have the workload or the bandwidth that they needed to train me and to give me work to do. Like I wasn't doing anything that I was hired to do, and I was really wanting to learn, so I was thinking in my head that I wanted a job with more responsibilities anyways, but come January 2nd, I need a new job and I don't have one. I even told most of my friends, if I post this, it's because I actually thought it through. Getting laid off before the holidays, that means the hiring processes stop right before Christmas and then they go all the way till January 2nd and then they pick back up. And it's still gonna probably be 2-3 week process to hire and onboard for a new job. So that's the time frame I'm looking at, and I can't wait that long. I need a job immediately. The job that I was working 9 to 5 from, I wasn't making enough to live. I don't have a savings because of that job. Like the salaries that people are making with a degree right now after college is just not okay. We're working so much and I still don't have an emergency fund. I don't, because I wasn't making enough to save any of it. Everything was going towards living and expenses and commuting and everything else. And to go through the whole entire hiring process again is going to actually kill me. It's so defeating. It's so disappointing. And it makes me feel like you're not good enough. And I know that I am. I know that I'm a hard worker. And my boss literally said that I'm one of the smartest people he's ever had work under him. And he knows that I'm going to land on my feet and he'll give me a great referral to anybody. So don't start. I have a degree. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I had 2 internships. I built a portfolio. I worked freelance out of school because I was building my portfolio, taking the time, did things for free. I have done everything I possibly could have, and it's still not enough. Putting yourself in debt to go to college and you still can't find a job that pays enough for you to live. and have a balance with life too. It's like, I'm just hoping that this is just a transition period. So come on, welcome to me trying to find another job, and maybe I'll nanny, maybe I'll serve until I find another full-time position that's in marketing. That's something that I want to do. If you know any marketing positions hiring, any social media, digital marketing hiring, let me know. But I just wanted to be like completely transparent because that's just what I do. And if you want to listen, there you go.